All right, as usual, please note that all mics are going to be muted just for the sake of the audio integrity. All right, so having said that, please note that all communications should be done inside the comment section, all right, the group, so that you guys can be able to benefit from everything that we're going to be doing tonight. All right, so quickly to start with, let me quickly point out a couple of things. Last week, as you already saw, the total pips that was gotten from the signals, all right, or from the trade ideas that we shared was about 7,251 pips. All right, we did about 7,251 pips last week, and it can only get better. All right, so this week we're going to be targeting some massive pips. All right, some of you saw trade setups or the trade results. All right, my entry results that I dropped or that I posted in the group. All right, so basically, I'm sure that by now you already know that these sessions are not sessions that you want to miss for any reason at all. Okay, these are sessions that you want to take serious, all right, and follow up on all of the analysis that I dropped. All right, so quickly, I'm not at the top of my game right now because I think I have something in my throat, so I'm just going to take this session very quickly. All right, but based on popular requests, a lot of people have been requesting for live trading sessions, all right, where I can live stream my trades and my entries, right? So a lot of people have been making requests for live market scenarios where they actually get to see me trade live. All right, so that is already being worked on, all right, and very soon it's going to be something that the VIP members are all going to start to benefit from. So we're going to be live streaming my trades. All right. As soon as I spot a setup, I'll start the live stream inside of the VIP group. All right. I start the live stream. They join. We take the trades together. We share the profits. Screenshots of profits and all of that. So we're working on a lot of amazing things for the VIP, starting from this week. This week that we just started. So without further ado, let's quickly get into the charts and see what the chart has for us, or what the market has for us. First of all, as you know, we take a look at the commodities, the currency index. Sorry, we take a look at the indices, all right, and we usually start with AXY, which is the Australian dollar index. All right, the Australian dollar index. And I recall that last week we talked about the fact that AXY was actually supposed to be bearish, all right, and we are waiting for a tangible reaction inside of this other block. All right, that's what we're currently waiting for, is very solid reaction inside this other block that carries us all the way back to the top, because price has been rallying around that zone for quite a while. Okay, this is still the same AXY on the daily time frame. All right, so this line right here, all right, is where I want to see some reactions happening at. Okay, so AXY, we are expecting it to gain strength, maybe not immediately, but hopefully during the course of the week, all right, after covering up this gap. All right, we should be able to get some similitude of a bullish market reaction. So that's part one. Next is BXY, which is the British Pound Index. All right, the British Pound Index. And our analysis. All right, I believe you guys can see my video. Destiny Ted Will, can you please type what you like to say in the comment section so that I can go through it? Just let me know what the video is like on your end, because I think that the video is. I think I'm sharing my video. All right. So I think you guys can hear me clearly right now, and you should be able to see me right now. Is that correct? Let me know if you guys can. Can you see my screen now? I think it should be visible now. Is my screen visible now? Can you guys see my screen now? Um, all right, beautiful. So let's get into it. So this DXY, I remember I told us last week that DXY was going to come into this zone and drop. All right, it took a while for it to come up into this zone. All right, but nonetheless, as you can see, it was able to do that. All right, it was able to come to this zone. I think that must have been around Friday thereabouts. All right, which means that currently we can start to anticipate some bearishness, all right, or some bearish movements on DXY. All right, you know, I think so, because it's looking like price is heading towards this this spot over here. All right, this is a huge imbalance candle, and I think I showed us on the weekly time frame. Was it weekly? Yeah, there's a trend line on the weekly. Yeah, this channel. All right, that I think that price might want to retest the base of this channel. All right, so that's BXY for you guys. Then the next one is CXY, which is the Canadian dollar index. Right, and as you can see, I told us last week that CXY was going to be a sell to buy to sell to buy. All right, so currently, as you can see, that's completed the sell. All right, it did buy a little bit, but I think that it might be starting the actual real buy from this week. All right, so we could see some strength in the Canadian dollar. All right, possibly. Okay, so this is most likely going to be influenced, or this is most likely going to influence the fundamental releases or the fundamental publications that are going to be coming out for CAD, all right, during the course of the week. So the next one is DXY, which is the grandfather of them all, the dollar index, all right. And I recall that I told you guys that it was going to buy, come into one of these zones, all right, and then drop. And if you look at it on the 4 hours time frame, it did exactly that. And that was why, even though the core retail sales fundamental figures, all right, the retail sales figures were positive, all right, but dollar still went lower, all right. Dollar still dropped against euro, against GBP, against several other commodities, all right. And the reason was simply because of this here, all right. As you can see, it got to this upper block and then dropped, okay. And after dropping right now, I think that it might be starting that right to this second order block, all right. This second order block, so that it can probably drop even further. All right, so what's my bias for dollar? All right, I think that personally, for me, the dollar is a seller. All right, so I think I would be more comfortable, or working with, selling commodities like USD JPY and buying commodities like EURUSD, GBPUSD, and the likes. We're still going to go into the charts to confirm all of this. So this is DXY. Next is EXY, which is the Euro index. The Euro index, let's look at it on the weekly time frame. Yes, beautiful, perfect. Let me go to the daily first. All right, this is it. I think last week I told us that it was going to be a sell, all right, all the way down here, and then we can start to talk about a buy. It was, you can see that it already started selling, all right, it already started selling. it has not sold as deeply as we need it to sell. All right, as you can see, it hasn't sold as deeply as it's needed to sell. So it's possible that during the course of this week, we see euro get weaker. All right, but there are still confirmations that we need to look out for ascertain this. All right, so that's EXY. We also have the JPY basket. All right, so this is the JPY basket. And as I recall, last week I told us that the JPY was going to be a buy to sell, or it was going to be a buy to sell. And if you look at this closely, you'll see that it was absolutely just that. All right, they don't really get to the other block, but since we are not even trading the JPY basket, it's just for us to formulate a bias for the fundamental figures. All right, and as you can see, it played out perfectly according to the fundamental figures. So this was JPY basket reacting according to our presupposed analysis, right? Reacting according to that analysis. So I haven't had all of these confirmations, or I haven't had all of these figures, all right? What are we expecting? I think that for JPY basket, for JPY basket, I think this zone right here could provide us a good area for some bullish reactions, right? For some bullish impulse, all right, maybe to somewhere around here. So I think that this would be my expectation from JPY basket for this week, right? Some strength on the JPY basket, which could most likely happen from somewhere around here. But this is all just a forecast, all right? We're still going to need to confirm exact entry points, all right, during the course of the week. So let's get into the commodities that we'll be analyzing for tonight. If you have a commodity you'd like us to take a look at, kindly drop it in the chat box, all right? And we'll get right into it now. So as usual, we're starting with the majors, EURUSD. All right, this is EURUSD on the daily time frame, all right, and it's been an interesting setup. I remember last week I told us that EURUSD was going to sell this far, all right, sell into this other block, and then start to go bullish. All right, I recall that we talked about that last week. All right, I remember we talked about that last week. So currently, as you can see, EURUSD is doing just that. All right, it's doing just that. All right, so over the next couple of days or weeks, we can start to expect some other things to play out from here. All right, so I haven't seen that. Let's go to the first time frame and just see what we can start to expect. On the first time frame, we've already seen this break of structure, which means that is a serious likelihood. Remember, we talked about the fact that the dollar was going to be getting weaker, all right, but not without some kind of or some type of strength. So I think that for us to be able to have a clear entry on this commodity, we must look at this equal lows over here. All right, we must look at this equal lows over here. All right, then from those equal lows, there's a huge possibility that price comes into this area here, all right, which is the 0.95851. All right, 0.59851 level, all right, for some bullish reaction all the way here, all right, so maybe 0.98871. Okay, so that is the first forecast, or that is from EURUSD. So like I said, we're looking at one of the major areas we're looking at, price points we're looking at, is the 0.95851 area, right? So we can start to anticipate a buy entry from that zone. That's one. Next, we're going to take a look quickly at GBPUSD. All right, we're going to look at GBPUSD. All right, GBPUSD was another sweet one. All right, as you can see, we had a forecast that GBPUSD was going to come into one of these zones and then drop. All right, it came into my POI, it rose all the way to the POI and dropped. All right, and as you can see, I already have a zone marked where I expect price to go into, all right, before we get a continuation of the bullish movement, all right, of the bullish movement. So GBPUSD, I'm anticipating a buy from somewhere around the 1.11099, all right, 1.11099, provided that we're able to see a continuation of this, this bullish run, all right, or as long as the dollar continues to lose strength, right? As far as the dollar continues to get weaker, we will be taking an entry, a buy entry from somewhere around the 1.11099 entry on GBPUSD. All right, okay, that's GBPUSD. Let's look at what next we have. All right, USD card. All right, I can see USD card and UK oil. So let's look into that USD card. Okay, so this is USD card on the 4 hours time frame. If I go to the 2 hours time frame, I'm going to show you quickly what this is looking like already on the lower time frames. All right, so that it can better inform your trading decision. All right, we've seen this break of structure. All right, we've seen this break of structure. We've seen this break of structure. All right, and currently I think price is simply going higher to haunt this other block. Remember, we are expecting the dollar to get weaker. All right, so price could most likely just want to hunt into this other block. All right, and then from that other block, we could see a drop, maybe all the way down to somewhere around here. All the way down to somewhere around there, which would be the point where we come into, where we come into this area. All right. So that is an approximate. About 250 pips. All right, about 250 pips. If you're able to get in on a solid entry on EURUSD. USD card rather. All right, you're able to get in on that. So that's 250 pips. So let's see how this plays out. I think the entry point that we're looking at for the first or the initial sell is somewhere around 1.39266, and then the target, all right, is somewhere around 1.36818. All right, for USD card. The next one is UK oil. All right, based on the request that we've gotten so far, UK oil. Let's look at what that looks like already. Okay, so this is the 4 hours time frame, and I think that I am seeing some interesting factors over here. Okay, this is beautiful. So this is the 4 hours time frame, and I think that currently there's a huge likelihood. There's a huge likelihood that price tries to take out this equal lows over here. All right. All right, it's very, very likely. All right, we can see there hasn't been a bullish break of structure just yet. All right, so it's safe to conclude that this could still be a bearish momentum all the way to somewhere around here, which is this odd block that we have here. All right, so for UK oil, all right, I think it also depends on what I'm able to see on the lower time frames. Okay, I think based on what I'm seeing on the lower time frames here, UK oil, we could expect a buy from, say, 89.79. All right, UK oil, we could see a buy from 89.79, and then initial targets are somewhere around 97.15. Right, 97.15 is our initial target that we could be looking at getting in on that, or getting out on that buy trade. All right, so we're looking at 89.79 for the entry. All right, and somewhere around 97.12 as our exit. All right. So what's the next commodity? Let's look at that. Okay, gold and NZUSD. So let's look at gold quickly. All right, this is gold on the 4-hour time frame. And I think we have a pretty interesting setup. I think last week we talked about the fact that gold was going to drop, okay, and then from this other block, gold did me really well, or treated me really, really amazingly well. And currently, remember, we're talking about the dollar getting weaker. So I think that this area that I have marked, all right, there's a huge likelihood that price gets to that level. All right, there's a huge likelihood price gets to that level. All right, so gold, we could see a buy from somewhere around the 1625.5. All right, 165.569. All right, and then the initial targets or the primary target will be somewhere around 1659.869. All right, 1659.869 is our first target, which means that we're looking at, we're expecting something along these lines. All right, which is going to be about, let me see how many pips that should be. All right, so that's about 3,500 pips, 3,579 pips on gold. All right, so let's see how this all plays out during the course of the week. All right, the next one, let me look at that quickly. The next one, NZUSD and USD-CHF. All right, as you can see, NZUSD, we also got a very clean sell entry on NZUSD, all right, from that other block that you're all seeing right about now. All right, so that was the drop on NZUSD. However, I think that on the lower time frames, we actually got to see a break of structure. All right, here. All right, and currently we're seeing price approach this other block. All right, so which means that we could see some reaction. Remember, we are looking at the possibility of the dollar getting weaker. All right, which means that we can naturally just consider a strong buy from this point. All right, maybe to somewhere around here, possibly. All right, note that that word is possibly. Okay, so for entry, I think we can look towards we can look at 0.55409. All right, NZUSD. Please use your own personal trading criteria, all right, your own personal entry criteria, and don't forget your risk management. All right. So for NZUSD, the buy could happen somewhere around 0.55409. All right, and I think one of the initial targets would be somewhere around here, 0.56414. 0.56414 as the first target for that buy. All right. Second target could be somewhere around 0.57036. All right. Those are the levels we're looking at right about now for NZD USD. So up next, USD CHF. All right, so this is USD CHF. Let me go to the 4 hours time frame, see what's going on there. Okay, let's see the daily as well. All right, good. So we're seeing this trend line from way back since 2017. All right, December 2016, January 2017. So which means that there's a possibility that this holds. All right, there's a serious possibility that this holds. However, I think that dollar might try to push higher first, possibly. All right, possibly it might try to push into somewhere around somewhere around 101.064. All right, 1.01064. All right, most likely. Okay, and then from there we could see price dip a lot lower. All right, which means that price could want to take out this equal highs. All right, I see the possibility of taking out this equal highs. All right, take out equal highs, come into this area, and then drop. All right, and then drop. So this is one thing that we're looking at for USD CHF. Since we already have a bias that the dollar is expected to get weaker. All right, up next, US 500. All right, US 500. Let me take off some of these lines. All right, this is US 500 4-hour time frame. Let's see the daily time frame. All right, I can see that. Okay, so on the 4 hours time frame, I think we can already see that price has broken structure over here, or at least seems to have. All right, this other block has been tested, liquidity taken out. All right, and I think this is naturally the next other block we want to watch out for. All right, which means that we could see US 500 play out this way. All right, so it would most likely be a buy to sell to buy. Entry for US 500 is around 3525.9. All right, 3525.9. Please note, like I've always said, all right, if you don't have a solid entry criteria, do not set this these figures as pending orders. Right, you are still going to need to confirm these entries based on your own trading approach. All right, based on your own trading strategy. All right. So first target for our take it from that buy is 3734. Right, 3734.7. All right, and second target is 3795.3. All right, so we'll take a buy from 3530. Let me quickly check how many pips that's going to look like. All right, the first target is about 2086 pips. The final target is about 2700 pips. All right, so these are setups that you most likely do not want to miss during the course of the week. I think the next one to look at is BTCUSD and EURUSD. All right, BTCUSD, EURUSD. So, okay. All right, BTCUSD, I gave us a bias that price was most likely going to buy initially last week. All right, and that played out from inside the other block that I marked. Currently, this is the 4 hours time frame. And we'll see quite a number of structural breaks. Price has reacted from this other block, all right, which means that this other block will provide us the next entry. All right, this could provide us the next entry for our major targets. All right, so we're looking at this, then maybe something along this lines. All right, for BTCUSD, which definitely my entry point is going to be confirmed by my particular trading approach. All right, and the BTCUSD might even come all the way to 2189 or 21804. Yeah, 21804. 2104. Let me go back to the 4 hours time frame and we can see what that is going to look like. All right, so this first, all right. Yeah, so first target, BTCUSD. All right, first target entry is around 18,742. All right, or BTC might want to play a fast one and just give an entry somewhere around 19094.5. All right, 19054.5. 19094.5. Then we get our first take profit somewhere around 19813. All right, and then maybe perhaps the final take profit can be somewhere around 22418. All right, 22418. So I think altogether on BTC USD, we might be seeing a ride of sorry, let me quickly check how many pips that is. All right, so we could be seeing a trade of about 265,000 pips. All right, so let's see how this week plays out. Okay, based on that, based on market reaction, we can be able to better refine our entries and modify all of the other factors that could help determine the success of that trade. All right, so that's BTC USD, Euro JPY, and US oil. Euro JPY. I think I already marked this up. So Euro JPY didn't tap into my particular entries, the present orders that I set, but I'm actually happy because Euro JPY is actually preparing for something bigger. Okay, that's basically what's going on over here. Let me remove this line so I can explain. We can see this break of structure that happened right over here. All right, this also. All right, and currently here we can see that this has the equal lows or this equal highs have already been taken out by this move. All right, which just simply leaves us with this other block. All right, which simply leaves us with that other block. Remember, we're talking about the JPY gaining strength. All right, which means that for me, USD JPY is going to be on some steroid levels. All right, on some steroid levels. All right, so Euro JPY, we might see this happen. All right, first of all. All right, so Euro JPY should be about how many pips is that? Should be about 200 pips. All right, 200 and something pips. All right, you can drop one pair. All right, just one more, because like I said, I think my throat is acting funny, so I want to sleep early tonight so that I'll be productive tomorrow. All right, so that I can be useful tomorrow. All right, so that's Euro JPY. The entry is around 144.914. All right, and then I think the exit is somewhere around 142.579. All right, which is over 200 pips. All right, so that's Euro JPY. The next one is US oil. All right, so let's look at that quickly. Okay, this is US oil, an interesting setup over here. Let me see. All right, let me see. This is looking quite tricky at the moment, but I think I have just the cure for it. All right, yeah, so this is US oil, all right, and I think that we could see, we've already seen liquidity taken out here from this equal lows over here. All right, so we could just basically see price react from here all the way over here, all right, which would be about 311 pips or 308 pips. All right, so our first target, which is somewhere around here. All right, so we're entering the trade from, our entry is supposed to be somewhere around here. All right, somewhere around 84.49. All right, and the take profit is around 88.34. All right, so when price gets to that point, you want to see the price reaction before you can confirm that the trade is set. All right, before you can confirm that trade is set. So finally, I think AUD CAD is the last commodity we're looking at tonight. All right, so this is AUD CAD. Several of you missed so many amazing setups from AUD CAD, and I can't even lie about it. I really cannot even lie about it. You missed so many incredible setups on AUD CAD, because I think that I gave the setup for a sell from right around here. All right, we've been selling since way back. All right, based on some confirmations that I got on the higher time frames. And currently, I think we still sold last week. All right, yeah, we still sold last week from this other block area. All right, that was a really cool sniper entry. But now we're trying to see what the week has in store for us, and I think strongly that AUD CAD is still very bearish. All right, it's still very bearish. I have not yet seen enough reason to believe that there's a possibility of a buy yet. However, my advice to you would be leave AUD CAD for now. All right, leave AUD CAD for now because it's not yet clear what AUD CAD is trying to accomplish. We see that it has just gotten back to the previous low. All right, so you don't want to stress yourself chasing this commodity right now because it might not give you what you're looking for. All right, it might not end up giving you what you're trying to get. All right, so let's just leave AUD CAD for other commodities that have given us clearer setups. All right, and we can work with those. Okay, so I think that that's the final commodity that has been requested. All right, but let me see if I can give you guys a few extra bonuses for old time's sake. Okay, let me look for GBP pairs. All right, this is GBP AUD. Still bullish. Worst case scenario, price comes back into the zone to give us a buy. All right, GBPJPY, okay, GBP card. Yeah, GBP card, let's see. GBP card took out this eye, all right, and currently I think that's our POI. If you go to the lower time frame, you see that the reaction has been quite interesting. All right, we've had this retest. So I think for GBP card, this could be a zone to watch out for, or a price drops this way and then possibly peaks back up. All right, that's GBP card. GBP CHF. This was GBP CHF. Did me dirty. I took my trade from here, but I didn't exit that trade early enough. All right, I didn't exit that trade early enough. So I think it reversed against me. I'm not really sure if it reversed against me on my trading account as well. But from the setup here, it actually did reverse against me from an order block that I actually already marked. You can see where my sell arrow ended. All right, I got this entry, I think I closed somewhere around here. Yeah, I think I ended up closing somewhere around here. So I lost a couple of pips in profit. All right, but well, nothing spoiled. So this is GBPCHF, and I think that GBPCHF could be aiming for either this point or this point. All right. Let's see. Yes, GBPCHF could be targeting this level. All right, so that it can do something along this line. All right, so that's GBPCHF. All right, and then the last bonus, GBPJPY. Yep, GBPJPY, we could see a drop into this zone. Let me see that clearly. Oh yeah, something like this, possibly. All right, from GBPJPY. All right. So these are some of the setups that we can start to anticipate from the week. All right. So whichever one gets right, okay, we can we'll make efforts to notify people in the group, all right, so that we know when the setup is right, at least maybe based on my own personal criteria. All right. However, I want to quickly say this. All right. I want to solicit with you guys, please and please. I really would love to be able to have live trading sessions, all right, where I can live stream my trades on YouTube, all right, where I can live stream my trades on YouTube. However, the challenge with that is the fact that I cannot live stream yet because I do not yet have up to 1,000 subscribers, which is quite shocking considering the fact that you know, I have a community of over 500 people, all right, and there's still a large number of you guys that are not yet following me. A large number of you guys are not yet following me, and I think based on YouTube's policy, I'm unable to create a live stream. All right, I'm unable to go live until I have up to 1,000 subscribers. I just want to quickly show you guys so you see that what I'm saying is not. Let me see. Okay, I'm not sure it will show here, but let me go to. All right, so that's basically it. YouTube has a policy that prevents you from running live streams until you have about 1,000 subscribers. All right, and that's the challenge right now. So if you can get me to 1,000 subscribers, all right, we'll start live streaming my trades. All right, whenever I'm sitting at my desk and I'm about to take a trade, I'll just go live. You guys will get the notification as subscribers, and then you can literally join in on my trades. All right, you can literally join in on my trades. So that will be all for tonight. I want to say thank you to you guys for joining me tonight. It's really been a pleasure. It's really been an amazing session with you guys. All right, and I want to say thank you to everybody who has made one effort or the other to invite their friends and the likes. All right, so once again, guys, please subscribe. Subscribing will allow me to start live streaming my trades, giving you real-time updates on all of these setups that we just analyzed. All right, all of these setups we just analyzed. So I wish you guys a successful trading week. I wish you some abundant and amazing results. All right, so till when next I come your way during the week, if I trade ideas or whether it's an analysis video, all right, stay glued to the chat, stay winning, and God bless you. Have a fantastic one, and bye-bye.